All right, we're at lesson 8, last lesson of the transformation unit. We're going to just take a look at the summary that's described here and then try to apply it. The suggestion is to write every equation in standard format. So take a look at where you find those letters. Everything is on the right-hand side. So we've got our A, we have our B, we have our H, and we have our K. So remembering how the effects to the y and the x vary. Remember, in this format, the effects of y are direct. They are as you see them. The effects of x are opposite or reciprocal. Opposite or reciprocal, and we'll get some chances to practice that with a couple of examples today. But that's the suggestion, is to get everything in that format. So just one to practice, we'll look at class example 1. How does this work? I should be able to read off my A of 2, my B of 1/2, my H. How do I get my H value? Remember, the H is opposite. My H value is actually -5. And what about my K value? My K value is -8. So now how do those work in terms of the transformations? Remember, we are doing SRT, stretches, rotations, or reflections, stretches, reflections, and then translations. Stretches, reflections, translations. So in A equals 2, the A is my vertical stretch, and that's of 2. My B is a horizontal stretch, and that always goes reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 1/2 is 2. I have a translation that takes place. All the x values are having -5 applied to them. So that's a shift to the left of 5. And the K is my y effect. So this came from H. My K is my vertical, and that's a vertical shift down 8, or a vertical shift of -8. Let's see if we can apply that elsewhere. So taking a look, a vertical stretch. That's my y becoming 3/5 y. Reflection in the y-axis. Remember, when I reflect in the y-axis, it's the x that changes. So the x becomes -x. And then a horizontal translation 2 units to the left. That means I'm going to go x plus 2 in order to shift left. So now I've got to get it into that standard format. So my y becomes, if my original equation was y equals f at x, my new equation is going to be defined by this 3/5 y on f at -x with a +2 on it. So in this one, I just had to go back and read what that vertical stretch said. The vertical stretch is actually giving us what our A value is. I was trying to interpret it in that other format. So really it was y equals 5/3 y, which by the time you put it on the standard side is going to become 3/5. And then we need to work on our brackets. Which is kind of an interesting approach. Remember, it's stretches, reflections, and then translations. So it's going to be my f with my b value on the outside, -1 x plus 2. And that accomplishes what the graph is supposed to do. Believe it or not, check your brackets. I probably need another set of brackets to keep things together. We'll try one more. So now I'm down at class example number 5, and I'm going to try and get it into the standard form, which means I've got to get that half off of the x. So y is going to be f at a half. Because that half comes out, the 3 is going to turn into a 6, and then I need the minus 8. So my a value is 1. My b value is a half. My h value, got to watch how you treat the signs. My h value technically is -6, and my k value is -8. So what's going to happen to this graph? Nothing in the vertical stretching region. So S, nothing in the vertical stretch. In the horizontal stretch, I'm going to stretch by 2. So the horizontal stretch comes from B. This is a horizontal stretch of 2. And then all the x coordinates are going to move by -6. So all the x's are going to get transferred by x minus 6. And all the y's are going to have a translation of dropping by 8. So first we have to do the stretch, and then we will do the translation. There is no reflection. So looking at that stretch, I'm going to stretch by 2. So I'm going to take all my x values and move them by a factor of 2 to the green spots. So my -2 becomes -4. My 3 becomes 6. And my 1, 2, 3, 4 over here should transfer over to 8. 6, 7, 8 at that same spot. My y values stay the same. So I get to go through the same y, up, down, and through there. And now every point has to have, oh, and I missed this dot here. So this is at -3. It's going to go over to -6. So my dot goes somewhere there. And now I've got to do the translations. The translations see me shift -6 and -8. So I'm going to go -6 and then drop by 8. See if you can get that graph. So it turns out I can only move 3 of the 4 points. The top point I can track here. So that's one of the shifting points. This point ended up here. That's 2 of the shifting points. And then the third shifting point is here. So SRT is what we need to apply. This is the last unit, the last lesson for this unit. We've got Tuesday and Wednesday to finish off the exercises. Let's get some work going, and we'll get some quizzes in as we go. Remember, we're testing on Friday. Thank you.